Yes. Good morning, EL support class. It's May 28th, Thursday, May 28th. It is the last day of class. You guys have your last first, second, and third period class today, and your very last fourth, fifth, and sixth period class tomorrow, and that's it. All right. So, hey, congratulations. Let me be the first to tell you, since I'm your first period teacher. I'll miss you guys over the summer. I hope you have a great summer. Everybody's going to pass, so congratulations, I guess. Though some of you I would have liked to have heard more from. Um, Next school year, we're scheduled to come back August 17th, I believe, is scheduled to be the first day of school. And it's probably going to be some weird mixture, you guys, of live classes where you go into the building, but also some more distance learning. I think it's pretty obvious that's how it's going to be. And I just want you guys to know kind of what to expect. Of course, we have a whole summer between now and then, but the plan is we'll go back to school in some form August 17th. Nobody has any idea exactly what that looks like yet. But hopefully you guys can come say howdy to me. I think I'm going to get another crop of mostly 10th graders for EL support next year. So you guys will be on to greener pastures. Hopefully you pass the LPAC and you do not have to take an EL support class at all. So I wish you the best, and I hope that you feel that your other English teacher and myself were useful somehow in improving your English skills, whether you pass the LPAC or not. All right. So we don't have much business, you guys. I just want to review the last piece of work I gave you, which was the Hound, the poem "The Hound" by Robert Francis, and wrap up this, what I guess I'm calling a figurative language unit, a miniature, small figurative language unit through poetry at the end of Mr. Wilcox's class here. So why don't we go ahead and go over the Hound. Got a screen share here. It's the Hound, and let's go ahead and do it large, like we've been known to do. Okay, is it gonna broaden out here? Okay, good, cool. Well, here it was. This was, again, the last piece I gave you. I am going to ask you guys for some feedback on the class. So on the agenda, you'll see there is some homework. If you don't get around to it, I understand, but I would really appreciate it as a teacher, getting some feedback. And I will briefly go over the kind of parts of the class that I would like you to write to, although it will say that on the agenda also. And so if you guys can just give me one last, really think of it as a last free write maybe about the class, and comment on how effective at improving your English each of the parts of my class were over the course of the year. All right. So here it is. It's figurative language. As you know, there are many types of figurative language, 12 or 13 main types that English teachers play with a lot, but there are over 200 kinds of figurative language. Okay. And that means language which suggests or means more than what it literally is. Okay, I won't go into my stretching and compressing of language again, speech, but hopefully you guys remember by now. So you had to choose what type of figurative language this poem used. I wanted to see if you guys could sort of identify the main type at work in any given poem, because that's what the sort of mastery we want you to have. Oh, here comes the street cleaner. All right. A good morning to you. All right, so you had some vocabulary words. Hound, a large dog, usually for hunting. So a hound is running at you in this poem. Equivocal, the most important word in the poem, as I keep emphasizing, right? Equivocal, you guys got one definition that means open to more than one interpretation, or that it means more than one thing, right? Almost like a symbol could be equivocal. What does the rose mean? It can mean love. It can mean beauty. It can mean life, right? So the meaning is equivocal there, but the meaning that we're looking for this poem, for equivocal, and I think what it usually means is unpredictable or uncertain. You don't know what's going to happen. You can't predict what will happen. That's what equivocal means, all right? Then we have bound, the noun bound. We're talking about a leap or a jump. So the hound is coming at you at a bound. It's taking big leaps and running toward you. Rend means to rip you limb from limb, to tear you into pieces, right? Is the hound going to rend you? Is it going to rip you into pieces? Or is it going to befriend you, make a friend of you? Is it going to give you a big sloppy kiss and go Is it going to attack you and rip you apart? Or is it going to love you with a big old sloppy tongue kiss? All right. That's something like the way that we contextualize the vocabulary here. And then we have the poem, The Hound by Robert Francis. Life, the hound, equivocal, comes at a bound, either to rend me or to befriend me. I cannot tell the hound's intent till he has sprung at my bare hand with teeth or tongue. Meanwhile, I stand and wait the event. All right. What a wonderful poem. So, sorry, I'm got danger of sneezing here. Number one, what comparison is made in the first line? The very first line gives you the figurative language. Life, the hound. All right. So what it's basically saying is life is a hound. Life is a hound. Life, the hound, equivocal, comes at a bound. All right. So what we're looking at here is a comparison between two unlike things, and we're literally saying they're the same thing. Life is a hound. So what we're looking at is metaphor. Metaphor. Okay. Some of you guys said personification. Well, that means one of the things that's compared has to be a person or a human. Life and a doggy, different things. Okay. So we're looking at a metaphor, comparing life to a large hound running at you. All right. How are they similar? What's the meaning of that comparison? Well, line 2 gives you the answer. Okay. What is similar between life and a hound in this poem? They're both equivocal. They're both unpredictable. They're both uncertain. You're not sure what they're going to do. You're not sure its intention as it runs out at you, right? So it's uncertain. Either it's going to rip you apart, or it's going to lick you and give you love, or maybe something in between. Those are just the two extreme options, possibilities, right? Maybe something in between happens. Maybe it nibbles on you and then licks you. I don't know. You don't know. That's the point. You don't know what the dog's going to do. You don't know what life is going to throw at you. Life is unpredictable. Human life is uncertain, right? So I think that's the crux. That comparison is what this whole poem is basically playing with. And the rest of the poem just develops that comparison and that word that brings the two compared terms together for the rest of the poem. All right, equivocal. They give it its own line in the poem. Whenever that happens in a poem, you know that word is especially important, right? They're locating it in a prominent place all by itself, as if they are begging you to notice it. These are the sorts of little hints, right, to really get inside a poem to see what's going on. Number 3, what 2 things might the hound do to the speaker? It might rend you or befriend you. It might rip you in pieces, or it might love you. Life might give you horrible things that happen. Life might give you wonderful things and love. Maybe it'll give you a little doggy, a little puppy that will love you forever. All right. So again, these two possibilities, it'll rip you apart or make a friend of you. How is the image in lines 4 to 5 like life? Well, again, just as the hound is coming at you and you don't know what it's going to bring or do to you, same with life. Here comes life. Okay. Can you predict life? No, people make plans, but some people say life is what happens to you while you're making plans. You're making plans over here. In the meantime, life is throwing things at you and you're having to deal with it. It's not always totally under your control, is it? Okay. So again, like a hound bounding at you, life is unpredictable. You don't know what it's going to bring. It could bring good. It could bring bad. It reminds me of a film I don't care for called Forrest Gump. Maybe you've seen this. He has a simile that says life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, right? Notice it's a simile. Life is like a box of chocolates. Well, a box of chocolates, are you going to get chews? Do you like nuts? Do you like fruit fillings? I hate fruit fillings. Maybe I'll get a box of candies, of chocolates that's full of raspberry chews and stuff. I think that's disgusting, right? So that would be bad thing that life gave me. Or maybe I get the chewy ones with lots of almonds and peanuts. That's my preference, chocolate and nuts. Oh man, so awesome, right? So life is like a box of chocolates, as Forrest Gump would remind us. Personally, I like this metaphor in this poem better, okay? But life is unpredictable. Here it comes, okay? 5, what situation is the speaker left in at the end? All he can do is stand there and wait the event. Meanwhile, I stand and wait the event. Here comes the dog. You can't run away from it. All you can do is sit there and wait and see what it brings. And so you are left waiting to see what the hound will do, waiting to see what life will bring you in the end. Okay. Now, of course, you can go live your life and be a little more proactive, but so much of life is just what you get thrown at you or what life brings your way. All right. So we're left at the end waiting to see what happens, basically. And I thought this was a good note to end the year on, since we don't know what life will bring this summer. We don't know what life will bring in August when school comes a visiting. Okay, that's a personification, school coming to visit you. You may have to come visit school, but perhaps school will come visit you in the form of Zoom lessons and all this stuff. So life's unpredictable, you guys, but have a great summer, right? And we don't know what's going to happen in August, but we will return to school in some form, I can only assume, but we don't even know that. All right, so life continues to run at us, and we continue to stand there waiting the event, uncertain of what will actually happen. Okay, so thank you guys for a great year. I hope you guys will drop in and say hi next year. I'll be in the same room as far as I know, but I really wish you guys the best. I wish you the best for your families, and I hope everybody's okay out there. And I wish you a lovely summer. We're having some really nice weather. It's starting to feel a little bit like summer. And as I said, I wish you guys just a wonderful, wonderful year and junior year. Most of you are going to be juniors next year. For feedback, I would like you guys to just evaluate how useful each part of the class was in terms of you improving your English skills, your written skills, your spoken skills, your listening and reading skills. Okay, because I want to make my class better. I'm always trying to get new ideas and find out what works and what doesn't work for students. So I want you guys to comment, and I'm going to have you, I think, rank 1 to 4. How useful were these things? 1, it wasn't useful at all. It was boring and horrible, and it didn't help. 4, it was cool. I liked it. It was interesting enough. And most importantly, it improved some aspect of my understanding or use of English. All right. So I want you to comment on the dear and dear logs. Is it helpful? Is it useful? The debate that we did early in the year, the speech analysis and speech memorization. I had you guys memorize a Martin Luther King Jr. speech. We studied that speech. We memorized it, everything. It was the I Have a Dream speech. The mural work that we did, the Rivera mural and the Orozco mural, the landing of the Spanish at Veracruz, Mexico, and then Orozco's catharsis with everybody getting stabbed in that work. Please comment on the prefix vocabulary work, where I give you guys a prefix and then 5 English vocabulary words. Was that useful? Did it help you generate some English? Is it going to help you be able to recognize what words mean in the future, words that you haven't seen before, but that have that prefix? The grammar stuff we did, the apostrophe work, the stuff on the 3 different types of there, and all that stuff. Did you learn anything? Did you already know that? Just be honest, I can take it. And of course, the WITSY stuff. The BBS, is that useful? Is it helpful to you to help write sentences? The extension exercises that we did where you add more detail. And lastly, the subordination and subordinate clause stuff that we did with while and who and after. These subordinate conjunctions that can help you create more complex sentences. All right. So if you guys could just find some time, if you don't, I still love you and you're still going to pass. But if you guys could just take a few minutes and give me some feedback in these areas so that I can try and tighten up this class and make sure that we use our time to the best possible use. All right. To help people improve their English. So this is goodbye, but not forever. I'll hopefully see you guys around at Balboa, but you guys take care of yourselves. And again, if you can give me a little feedback, that'd be lovely. If not, why don't you go ahead and start your summer free of first period. Advanced EL support is over for the 2019-2020 school year. Take care, you guys. Have a great summer. All right. See you later.